everybody, it's Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make a cute baby ugly Christmas sweater. It's going to be an ugly Christmas sweater, but for a cute little baby. So for this project I am using a Red Heart with Love. It is a medium weight 4-ply 100% acrylic. You don't have to use this brand, and you don't even have to use acrylic. If you choose to use cotton or wool, that's fine too. Just whatever you use, make sure it's a little bit on the softer side for baby. If you want to use this and you want to make it the same as mine, the color that I am using is called Hollyberry, and there are 315 yards in this skein, and that is enough to do it in whatever size that you choose. You can make it in 3 different sizes. What you want to do is follow the exact same thing that I do in the video, except for you just use a different hook size. So if you want to make it to fit a newborn, you want to do whatever I do in the video, but you want to use a size I, which is a 5.5mm crochet hook. If you want to make it for 3 months, you want to use a J, which is a 6mm crochet hook. And then 6 month is going to be a K, which is 6.5mm crochet hook. This is the one I'm going to be using. But like, I'll put all those sizes down in the description box. But like I said, you just follow my video exactly like I say. Newborn is a 5.5mm. 3 months is a 6mm, and 6 months is 6.5mm. And that's the only sizes I have available at the moment. And you're also going to need these little hook and eye closures, probably 3 of them for the back, and then a regular thread and needle to sew them on. If you have little buttons, those would probably work too, but I'm going to be using these. And then you can use whatever you want to decorate with. I got some felt paper, which I'll probably make a Christmas tree or something out of, some pom-poms, some pipe cleaners, and some jingle bells. And I got all this stuff at the Dollar Tree. It was just $1 a piece, so it was real cheap. There's someone I follow on YouTube. Her name's Laura. Her channel is called Mother Bargains. I'll put a link to her channel below in the description box if you want to check her out. She goes to places like the Dollar Tree and stuff, and she shows you where to get good bargains, and she has some other cool videos and stuff. So if you want to check her out, I'll put her link below so you can go there and see what she has to offer. And then you're also going to need hot glue. You want to use a low heat hot glue gun for the sweater. That's what I'm going to use to sew or put on all my things. I know you guys already know this, but I have to say it. Just make sure baby's supervised whenever you if you put pom-poms and bells on, so they don't pull it off, you know, and get it in their mouth. I know you guys all know that, but I still gotta say it. So let's go ahead and get started on it. Okay, what you want to do is, remember, any size that you're doing, you want to start off with the chain. What we're going to do is we're going to do 1 double crochet in the 4th stitch from the hook. And remember, we never count the one that's on our hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Double crochet right in that stitch. And now I'm going to work 1 double crochet in every stitch for the entire length of the chain. Just like that. So 1 double in every stitch until you get all the way to the end of your chain. Okay, once you get to the end of your chain, you should have a total of 42 stitches, and that's counting this little chain, this little guy down here at the end. He's going to count as a stitch too. So counting him, you should have 42 total across. And now what you want to do is chain 1 and turn your work. Now I'm going to put 1 double crochet right here in this very first stitch. Go right back into it and put 1 double crochet like that. And now I'm going to put a double crochet into the next stitch like that. And then the next stitch is going to be 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So there's 1, 2. And when I put 2 double crochets into the same stitch, that's going to be my increase stitch. So that's what I'm going to call it from now on, my increase stitch. And that is actually the kind of the repeat for this whole row. What you want to do is put 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 double into the next, and then 1 double in the next, and then the next stitch will be our increase stitch. That's where we put 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And then we're going to put 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So 1 double, 1 double, and then the increase stitch, 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So we're just going to repeat this all the way to the end of the row. So it's 1 double, and then increase. 1 double, increase, all the way until you get to the end. Okay, once you make it to the end of the row, I have an increase, and then I did 2 doubles, 2 doubles. You should end in an increase, and that should go in this little chain thing here on the end. So you should end where you have 2 double crochets in your last stitch. That's how that row will end, and you'll have 56 stitches now at the end of row 2. Now for row 3, we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to put 1 double crochet right back here into the very first stitch, like that. And now I'm going to put 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So there's 1 and 2. So counting this very first double crochet, we have 3 double crochets in a row. And now my next stitch is going to be an increase stitch. So I'm going to put 2 double crochets in my next stitch. And now that's the repeat now. It's 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then the next stitch is an increase stitch. 2 doubles in the same stitch, and then it's 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then the next stitch is an increase stitch. So we're just going to repeat that to the end of the row. 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then the increase. 1 double in the next 3, and then the increase, all the way till you get to the end. Okay, at the end of row 3, you should still end in an increase, and you should have a total of 70 stitches. Now again, we're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to do 1 more row of increases before we start the armholes. So we're going to go ahead and double crochet right back into that very first stitch, and then we're going to put 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So counting that first double crochet there we have 4 double crochets in a row. And now the next one is going to be an increase stitch. So we're going to put 2 double crochets in that next stitch, and then we're going to repeat that. We're going to put 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an increase stitch into the next. 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase stitch into the next. And again, we're just going to repeat that until we get to the end of the row. Once you make it to the end of row 4, you should have ended in an increase again, and you should have a total of 84 stitches now. Now you want to pull your yarn up, but don't tie it off. We're going to mark the armholes. So you're going to need 4 stitch markers. I'm just going to use these pieces of yarn here. So what you want to do is, where you left off, you want to count over 12 stitches and put a stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12. Put a stitch marker in that 12th stitch, like that. And then we're going to count over again, not counting the one that we put the stitch marker in, but starting with the next one, 18 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And put a stitch marker. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Start with the first stitch here and count over 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Stitch marker. And then starting with the next one after the stitch marker, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I want to count that one more time. Okay, I got it. And it's kind of hard to see with that red. Okay. Okay, now we're going to pick up where we left off. This time, I'm going to connect my piece together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slip stitch right here into this first double crochet. And I'm going to start again. But to keep the same effect, you see how some of the stitches are right, one row's right side up and one's wrong side up. To keep that effect so it looks that same way the whole way down, what I'm going to do is chain one and turn my work. And I'm going to start, and I'm going to put one double crochet right here in this very first stitch. And I'm going to put one double crochet in each stitch until I get to my first stitch marker. So counting this double crochet, we should have 12 double crochets, so until we get to the stitch marker. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, go into that stitch marker, and that's going to be the 12th one, and there's 12. And we're going to take that stitch marker out because we don't need it anymore. Now what I'm going to do is a loose chain of 2. 1, 2. And I'm going to skip all these stitches. And I'm going to double crochet into the stitch that has the stitch marker. Just like that. And I'm going to pull that stitch marker out. And now I'm going to put one double crochet in every stitch until I get to my next stitch marker. Okay, when you get to your next stitch marker, it should have been 26 stitches from your first one here all the way over, and going into this stitch marker should be the 26th one. You can pull that stitch marker out, and now you're going to loosely chain 2 again. 1, 2, and we're going to skip all these stitches, and we're going to double crochet into the stitch that has the next stitch marker, like that. Move that out, and then we're going to finish it off by, you should have 11 stitches left. Counting this one right here will be 12 double crochets in a row. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and your last one's right there, and that's 12. Right, when you get to the end, you want to slip stitch into your first double crochet, and now I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and I'm going to put 1 double crochet in each of the next stitches until I get to my armhole here. So it's 12 in a row till you get to the armhole. Now this chain 2 area, I'm going to put 4 double crochets right through that chain area. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And now starting off with this very first one, I'm going to put 1 double crochet in every stitch until we get to the next armhole area. And remember, it'll be 26 stitches, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 25, and 26. Now I'm at my next armhole chain space, and I'm going to put 4 double crochets right through the chain space. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I'm going to finish up with 1 double crochet in the last 12 stitches. When you make it to the end, you want to slip stitch into your first double crochet, and now you should have 58 stitches, counting these little armhole stitches on all the way around. We're not counting this armhole area, just the stitches from that last row. So now you want to chain 1 and turn, and now we're just going to repeat this row for a while. Now it's just going to be 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around. And you'll have 58 stitches at the end of every round or row, whatever I'm on now. Around, I guess. I don't know. Just like this, all the way around. Even when you get to the armholes where we put the 4 in it last time, it's just 1 double crochet in each stitch still. Just like that. So I'm going to keep working 1 double crochet in every stitch until I get back to the beginning. And when you make it back around and you have 58 stitches, just go ahead and slip stitch into your first double crochet, chain 1, turn your work, and repeat. So we're just going to keep repeating these rows of 1 single crochet in every stitch for several rows, and you should always have 58 stitches at the end of every row. Okay, you want to do the 1 double crochet in every stitch for 6 rows. So starting from the very beginning, counting your rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is what you should be at. So after you get finished with that last row, that 6th row of 1 double crochet in every stitch, just go ahead and slip stitch into your first double crochet, chain 1 and turn. And now we're going to do one row of decreases. So we're going to put 1 double crochet in the first 12 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now we're going to do 2 double crochet decreases. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops on my hook, yarn over, go into the next stitch, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops on my hook, and then yarn over and go through all 3 loops on my hook. What that did is it took those 2 double crochets and it made it into 1. So it takes 2 stitches to make 1 double crochet decrease. So now we're going to do it again. We're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, drop a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops on my hook, then I'm going to yarn over again and go into the next stitch, drop a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops on my hook, and then yarn over and go through all 3 loops. So again, that took those. Took those 2 stitches and made it into 1. Now we're going to put 1 double crochet into the next 26 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I did the 1 double crochet in the next 26 stitches. And now I'm going to do the 2 double crochet decreases again. So I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to go into the next stitch, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops on my hook, yarn over again and go into the next stitch, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops on my hook, and yarn over and go through all 3. And then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to yarn over and go into the next stitch, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops on my hook, yarn over and go into the next stitch, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops on my hook, and yarn over and go through all the last 3 loops on my hook. And now I'm going to put 1 double crochet in the last 12 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 11, and my 12th one is right here. Like that. And then you want to slip stitch into your first double crochet to end that round. And that's the only round we're going to decrease on. And now we're going to chain 1 and turn, and you should have 54 stitches that last round. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to do 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around. So just 1 double crochet in every stitch until you get back to the beginning. And when you get back, you still should have 54 stitches. Just like that. Okay, once you make it back around and you have your 54 stitches, you want to go ahead and slip stitch into your first double crochet, chain 1 and turn. And now we're going to do a couple rows of ribbing around the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and double crochet into the first stitch, so right here. And now we're going to do a front post triple crochet around the next stitch. So what we're going to do is yarn over twice, like we're going to do a triple, but we're going to do it around the post of the stitch, like that. Bring it through, and then go ahead and finish out your triple crochet, like that. And now I'm going to put a double crochet right here in the top of the next stitch. And now I'm going to do a front post triple around the post of the next. So I'm going to yarn over twice, go right around the post, and then triple crochet. And then I'm going to do one double crochet in the top of the next stitch, and then a front post triple around the post of the next. So I yarned over twice like I'm going to do a triple, and I'm going to do it around the post of the next stitch. Like that. One double crochet into the top of the next stitch, and then one triple crochet around the post of the next. And we're just going to repeat this all the way around until you get back to the beginning. A double crochet in the next, and then a front post triple around the post of the next. Okay, once you make it all the way around, your last stitch should be a front post triple crochet. Just go ahead and slip stitch into your first double crochet, and you still should have 54 stitches. Now I'm not going to turn this time. I'm just going to chain one, and I'm going to go right back here into this same stitch and double crochet like that. And then I'm going to front post triple around the post of the next. And then I'm going to double crochet into the top of the next, and then front post triple around the post of the next, which is it's a front post triple from the previous row. So basically we're just lining up the post. We're just doing the same exact thing we did the previous row. Double crochet on top of that double, and then a front post triple around the post of that triple. So I'm just going to continue doing the same thing we did before, all the way back around to the beginning. Okay, once you make it back around, you're going to go ahead and slip stitch into your first double crochet. Now one more thing I'm going to do before we start on the sleeves is I'm going to go around the bottom with the row of single crochet. So I'm going to chain one. I'm not going to turn. I'm going to go right back into that same stitch and single crochet. And now I'm just going to work one single crochet in every single stitch all the way around, just in the top of every stitch. We're not working no more posts or anything, just one single crochet in every stitch. And when you get back around, you should have 54 stitches. Make it all the way back around. You want to go ahead and slip stitch into your first single crochet, not the chain one, but the single crochet, and then we're going to tie that off and hide that tail. Okay, now for the sleeves. I already got one of them done. You can see right here, and both of them are going to be done the same way. So you want to pull them out and look around here. Okay, you can see the 4 double crochet that we put along the chain 2 space. We're going to start our yarn right here in this big spot, that side of that double crochet right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and go right through that big side of that double crochet, and we're going to chain one, and we're going to go right back into that same big spot and put 1 double crochet. Like that. And now we're going to do decreases along this bottom part. So this next stitch right here, and then this space right here beside this double, we're going to decrease them together. So yarn over, go in to your next space and drop a loop, and yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. And then we're going to jump to this space right here in between this double and this double, yarn over, go in right through that space, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops, and then all 3 loops. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slide the next two double crochets over, and we're going to do another double crochet decrease. So we're going to yarn over and go in right through that space and draw up a loop, and yarn over and go through the first 2 loops on our hook. Now we're going to slide this double crochet over, and we're going to go into this space. We're going to yarn over, go into the space, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2, and then yarn over and go through all 3. So we've done 2 double crochet decreases already. Now we're going to do it again. We're going to slide the next double crochet over, and we're going to yarn over and go right in between them, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, and we're going to slide the next 2 double crochets over, yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, and yarn over and go through all 3. So that's 3 double crochet decreases that we've done. Now we're going to do one more. We're going to slide this last double crochet over, and we're going to go in, yarn over and go in this space here, yarn over, go through the first 2, and then we're going to go right here into this little spot here like we did on the other side. Yarn over this little spot here, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2, and then all 3. Now we're going to start putting 1 double crochet in every stitch. So here's this big spot like we did on the other side. We're just going to put 1 double crochet in it, and then 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and in the next. So it's 1 double crochet now. You'll be able to see the stitches really good now in every stitch until we get back around to our starting point. Just like that, all the way around your sleeve until you get back over here. Okay, when you make it all the way around, you should have 25 stitches now. So what you want to do is slip stitch into your first double crochet that you did. And now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do another row of decreases, another round of decreases. So we're going to double crochet right back into that same stitch. Now we're going to do a double crochet decrease over these 2 stitches. So we're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2. Then we're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, and then yarn over and go through all 3. And now we're going to do a double crochet decrease over the next 2 stitches. So we're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, and then yarn over and go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, and then yarn over and go through all 3. And now it's just 1 double crochet in every stitch around until you get back to the beginning. So we just had 2 decreases that round. And when you get back around, you should have 23 double crochets this time. Okay, when you make it back around, you have 23 stitches this time. Go ahead and slip stitch into your first double crochet, chain 1. Now we're going to do another row of decreases. So we're going to yarn over and double crochet right back into that same stitch. And now I'm going to do a double crochet decrease over these next 2 stitches, which is actually double crochet decreases from the previous round. So I'm going to yarn over and go into the next stitch, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, drop a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, and yarn over and go through all 3. And now it's just 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around back to the beginning. This time when you get back around, you should have 22 double crochets. Okay, you just want to go ahead and when you make it back around, you have 22 stitches. You want to go ahead and slip stitch into your first double crochet, and now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 1 double crochet back into the same stitch. And now what we're going to do is just 1 double crochet in every stitch around, and we're going to do that for a total of 5 rounds. 5 rounds of 1 double crochet in every stitch. So this is number 1, and we're going to keep going around until we get 5 total. Okay, I went ahead and did my 5 rows of double crochet, so you should have a total of 8 rows now on the sleeve, and you still should have your 22 stitches. Now I'm going to do a decrease row again, so I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to put 1 double crochet back into the same stitch, and I'm going to put 9 double crochets in a row, and then I'm going to do a decrease. So this counts as my first one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, 8, and 9, and then I'm going to double crochet decrease over the next 2 stitches. So I'm going to yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, and then yarn over and go through all 3. Now I'm going to repeat that again. I'm going to put 1 double crochet in the next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and you should have 2 stitches left, and you just want to do a double crochet decrease over those last 2 stitches like that, and then slip stitch into your first double crochet, and now you should have 20 stitches at the end of this round. Now we're gonna chain 1, double crochet right back into that same stitch, and now I'm gonna go around and put 1 double crochet in every stitch just for 1 round, just like this, and you should have 20 stitches when you get back around. When you make it back around and you have your 20 stitches still, slip stitch into your first one. And now we're going to do the ribbing on the sleeves like we did at the bottom of the sweater. And we're going to do it the same way. We're just going to chain 1, and I'm going to put 1 double crochet back into the same stitch. And now I'm going to do a front post triple crochet around the post of the next stitch. And then I'm going to put a double crochet into the next, and then a front post triple around the post of the next, and then a double crochet into the top of the next, and then a front post triple around the post of the next. So I'm going to repeat this all the way around. It's just the same as we did on the bottom. Double crochet in the next, front post triple around the post of the next. And when you get back around, you still should have 20 stitches. Okay, I made it all the way around, and you should have ended in a front post triple. Just go ahead and slip stitch into your first double crochet. And now we're just going to repeat that round again. So we're going to chain 1, yarn over and go through this double crochet in the exact same stitch. And then we're going to go to the next stitch and triple crochet around the post, and it's the post from the previous row like that, and then double crochet in the next, and then front post triple crochet around the next. So we're just repeating what we did the row before, and when you get back around you still should have 20 stitches. Okay, I made it back around and I just slip stitch into my first double crochet. Now you should have a total altogether on the sleeve 12 rounds. And now I'm just going to go around it and end it with a row of single crochet. So I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to single crochet back into that same stitch. And I'm going to go around and I'm going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. And you'll have 20 single crochets when you get back around. And then what you want to do is just slip stitch into your first single crochet and tie off and hide your tails. And both sleeves, you just make them the exact same way. Just like that. And when you're back around, slip stitch into your first single crochet, not the chain one, but the single crochet, and tie it off and hide the tails. Almost done. One more thing I'm going to do is just go around the neck with a row of single crochet. So I'm going to start right up here, or right in the back here, kind of where your tail's at, your beginning tail. And I'm just going to start in that first stitch. Just pull my yarn through. And I'm going to chain 1. Now I'm going to go to the next stitch. And I'm going to start my single crochets into the next stitch. And then I'm just going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch around the neck area, just to clean it up until I get back to the other side. So just like that, and it makes it look a lot cleaner. So you go all the way around the front until you get back over here to the other side. When you make it all the way back around to the other side, I'm just going to slip stitch into my last stitch. I'm not going to single crochet into it. I'm going to slip stitch into it. And then I'm going to tie it off and hide that tail. Like that. Now, you can actually, after you get your hook and eye closures sewed on, you can be done if you want. I mean, this would be just a nice plain sweater. You can make it any color you want. Okay, on these things, you just want to take a regular thread and needle, tip it over here, and sew one side here and one side here, and they'll hook. And you can use a couple of them, probably work, something like that, or you could even do 3 if you wanted to go all the way down. So, and if you don't have them, I'm sure a tiny little button sewed on, and you can make it flap over a little bit, would work. But I'm going to put these on it. I'm going to sew them on, but I'll do that here in just a little bit. Now, like I said, you can be done now if you want, or if you want to make it an ugly sweater, you can decorate it. Okay, if you want to decorate it, you can decorate it however you want. You want to make it nice and ugly. I'm going to actually be hot gluing my pieces on. If you want to sew them on, you can do that too. But if you use hot glue, you want to make sure you put something in between so you don't glue the sweater together. I just got this little, I'm just going to put a piece of cardboard in between here. Like that. That way, when I do glue it, it won't stick to the opposite, the back side of the sweater. And all I did is I took a piece of felt, and don't laugh at my Christmas tree, but I got a Christmas tree out. It's kind of goofy looking. And I'm just going to glue that on with a little hot glue. And like I said, if you feel safer sewing it, you can use a thread and needle and sew it down. I just figure that if I'm going to make it ugly like this, they're probably just going to wear it once anyways for Christmas, and then they'll outgrow it. So I'll just dab some hot glue on it, keep it on there. And then I made a star out of my stuff's funny looking, I'm sorry. I have a pipe cleaner, and I'll probably put that on. And then I'm just going to decorate it however you want to decorate yours. You know, with your sweater, however you think it's going to look cute. You can make it look like a super ugly Christmas sweater, or just semi-ugly, or however you want to do it. And then I got these little things, and I'll probably use some pipe cleaners or some garland on the tree. And you don't even have to do a tree. You can cut out a Santa Claus or a reindeer or whatever you want. Just be imaginative. But that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and get mine uglied up, and then I'll meet back up with you. here it is. Here's my ugly Christmas sweater all done. I actually sewed these bells on with a piece of yarn. I sewed it onto the back. That way they can dangle a little bit, but you can do it however you want. That's it. That's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And definitely, if you make one of these, I'd love to see it. You can post a picture on my Facebook page. I'll put a link to that below in the description box. Don't forget to check me out on Etsy and Pinterest and Twitter. I'll put the links to all that stuff below. And until next time, have a good day.